What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Black Spinner Circle Music Vidcast with Al Horta, my esteemed co-host Andy Rodriguez. What's up, brother?
Hey, Al, what's going on? Oh, same old, man. Just rocking and rolling, and can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, man. So we're in the month of January now, New Year, and what better way to start off a new year with one of my stupid topics?
One of your three-way vinyl battles, what we like to call the album battle royale.
Yeah, we got a three-way album battle here, and the theme, because it's January, I picked debut albums from 1986, since it's also they're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year.
Jeez.
And since it's January the first of the year, I figured I'd pick debut albums by these bands or artists or whatever. So we got Poison's "Look What the Cat Dragged In" versus Cinderella's "Night Songs" versus David Lee Roth's first full-length solo album, "Eat 'Em and Smile." So all released in '86. So that was my topic that I came up with it. So Andy, why don't you introduce our guests?
Yeah, so joining us, and it's been a while since we had Manny Mejia's here with us. What's going on, Manny? It's good to have you here with us. Happy New Year, friend.
Oh, Happy New Year. And while I was talking to you, I saw my Instagram is filled with nothing but milfs and gilfs. How did that happen? Anyway, that's off
Ah,
topic.
it's that darn AI again.
I know.
Always give
Bastards.
us a
But
bad
I'm
rap.
doing good, man. Thank you for having me on.
Oh well, thanks for joining us. That's gonna be a fun topic, and also joining us, Shane the Mooger Fooger Paisley. What's up, Shane?
Hey guys, happy to be here. Happy New Year to everybody. And happy
Happy
to
New
see
Year.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you were able to join us.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. These albums are near and dear to my heart in every way. So
Yeah, I'm a big fan of all three because this was, I was 12, I was 11 going on 12 when these albums came out. So all these
Yep.
albums are fantastic. Also, at the end, I wanna ask each of us after we talk about it which
Oops, sorry.
album dated better. Like which album has, I guess I don't know which word I'm looking.
Aged better.
Aged better. Thank you. Which album aged better? And we'll talk about that after we go through each album. Like Al said, we're going to be going through track by track on here. And what Al did here was he threw a little spin there, makes it a little bit more interesting, where we're going to rank each each track is going to have a ranking. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Like the first track, 1, 2, and 3. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe one of these albums might surprise us and might win the whole thing. We'll see. But we got a little section here we like to do called What's Spinning. So what have you been listening to, Manny?
Well, I was just listening to Queensryche Rage with Order, which also at some point will celebrate its 40th anniversary. And I listened to a Blackfoot album and when later today, Epica, the holographic principle. This is one of those many symphonic metal bands with a female singer. There seems to be like 10,000 of these types of bands nowadays, but they've been around a while. I listen to stuff all the time, but that's the last two things I've listened to. Three things.
All right. Right. I follow Manny on Facebook, which all of us do, and it's really cool because on Sundays or Mondays he'll post what he listened to all week long. He'll take a picture of all those CDs, and those are pretty cool to see because he really does have some stuff that is pretty obscure. All right, Shane, what have you been listening to lately, man?
well, this was a Al Horta recommendation, and I fell into it and loved it. The name of the band is Spin, right? The Spin.
No, Mesa is the band, and
Got you.
the spin is the album.
Okay, got that backwards. But either or, the music's amazing. Probably going to be discussed pretty soon on other podcasts for sure. That one's been in heavy rotation, and I just took the hundreds of thousands of songs I have in my iTunes that I never listened to, and I just put it literally the entire library on shuffle. And that is giving me a great time, honestly. I get my 50s, my 60s, my 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I get it all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
that
like
is
the
cool.
ultimate jukebox in your hand. It really is.
That's cool. That sounds like you listen to a lot of different music from a lot of different eras, which makes it even cooler.
Yeah, I do.
There are so many genres on my playlist as a whole. I mean, it just goes everywhere. And that's cool because I can be, I don't know, jamming to Slayer 1 minute, next thing I'm hitting Sade, or I'm hitting, the Eurythmics or, just something back and forth. It's fun. It's
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
I
that's
think that's
great.
cool. And I think that's the one thing about when we get peg metal heads, which is fine. I love heavy metal. I always have. But metal fans love music. They're just not metal fans. They're music fans, and
Hmm.
people forget that, which is cool.
That's so
Amen.
true. Well, for years, I have been a fool of not listening to the band Queen. I just totally dismissed them. I wouldn't even give them the time of day. But since we started podcasting,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of y'all that I respect y'all's musical tastes have always referenced Queen as being y'all's favorites. So I started collecting some Queen here and there to see how it's going. So in 2026, I'm going to dedicate more time to the band Queen and Spock's Beard. Well, I've already started. Our good friend Jerry Superman Soupy, when we met up for Rocklahoma, he brought me a gift. He brought me Queen Greatest Hits 2. This is a really good compilation. I like this one. Right now in the car, I got Queen 2. And in the CD player right here next to me, I got Sheer Heart Attack right now. So
Those you can't go wrong with those two.
yeah, I'm really enjoying them, especially Queen 2. Like I was telling Jerry last night after our football podcast, it seems like on that album, and I'm pretty sure I'll find this as I keep going. It seems like almost every album, every song on Queen 2 has a little mini epic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's just
And the
so
way
grandiose.
and the
And
way
it's
they
only
use the
like
vocals, it's incredible.
30 minutes long. And it feels like it's a big statement. I'm actually loving it very much. So that's what I've been spending. I've been doing some of Queen and also listen to the Miracle, which is right here next to me. I heard this over the weekend as well. So it's been kind of a spinning Queen lately, and I didn't think I'd ever say that, but that's what I've been doing.
In a way, I'm envious, Andy, because Queen are such a great band
Hmm.
that the fact that you're discovering them for the first time, uh,
Hmm.
I think that's cool. Actually, I don't care how young or old you are when you discover something that cool and
Yeah,
you go through the journey. It's fantastic.
yeah.
So
No, their greatest hits albums I know backwards and forwards, but I never got into their deep tracks or into listening to individual albums. I was always the greatest hits guy, and I'm seeing that the riches are really within the album because it's really cool when you hear an album, you get the mood and the tone for that project. It's really cool. What about you, Al? What have you been spinning, or did you find something new? I really dig that shirt. Was
Oh
that
yeah, man! I found this in my in my thrift shop
yeah, that's
touring.
a shirt.
Yeah, I saw this dude, and I was like, dude, I gotta have it, man. It's a great shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I like the light on it. It's pretty cool.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
I know it's near and dear to you, man, because it's a Texas thing. So
yeah. Uh-huh.
you know,
I've
um,
I've been watching that for a long time on PBS.
yeah. Well, I got a bunch of albums in the mail because I go. Sometimes I do these. I go to these album auctions, and and sometimes I get stuff for a really good price. So I didn't have this on vinyl, but Draw the Line.
Oh wow!
You know, uh, I think I got it for like $6 or something like that.
Good.
Crocus Hardware. Crocus, you can find their vinyl pretty reasonable, pretty cheap actually. If whenever
yeah,
you look in the bins.
Around $5, but it's
Blackfoot
worth it.
Tomcatten. Now I had this one already, but I had a pretty beat up copy, and this is a nice. It's a nice copy of it.
Yeah.
Rainbow, Long Live Rock and Roll. I didn't have this on vinyl either. This was kind of cool. Vinnie Moore, Odyssey. I like Vinnie Moore.
Oh.
This was one of his solo albums from the late '80s. Odyssey. Accept's first album. Got that.
Oh,
It's actually a gold stamp promo too.
Cool.
Was
yeah,
pretty
that's awesome.
was pretty cheap too. I love the album cover of this.
I've never seen the album cover in my life.
Yeah, that's their first album, man.
Yeah, I used to have that on vinyl. I need to get it again. But back in the '80s, when Accept hit it big, their only German releases were released over here cheap.
Yeah,
So you used to see those things really for like $5 or under, and I bought them all. It was really cool.
yeah. Cars Shake It Up. I think this is what their third album? No, fourth.
Fourth.
No, fourth.
Panorama was the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is their fourth. I didn't have that one. This is when I mean, there's still a lot of good songs on here, but this is when the Cars started really getting poppy. You know, not that they weren't poppy beforehand, but
By the way,
No,
Andy,
sure.
there's a Queen connection to the Cars. Roy
Yeah,
Thomas
the producer.
Baker. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
it.
Roy Thomas Baker, yeah.
Yeah, we did a whole
Dar-
show about him.
Derringer Live. Now I found this I remember a while back I found this in the dollar bin at a record store, and it was signed by him. But the cover was pretty beat up, so I got this mainly more to get a nicer cover. The record itself is the one that Rick Derringer signed, like the center of the vinyl.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the cover was pretty beat up, dude. It was in a dollar bin at a record store. You might know the record store. It's Jerk Dog Records. You ever hear that one in Bradenton?
No.
It's actually out of a guy's house. It's basically
really?
it's in the residential area, but that residential area, you're allowed to have like businesses out of your house.
Yeah.
It's like a certain like section of the town that you're allowed to do that. It's kind of an artsy like kind of district.
Oh,
part of the
community.
town.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah,
go
the
there
only-
with me one day. It's a cool record
I will.
store. But
Some of the
he has a dollar bin, like section, like drawer that has dollar albums. I was looking at there, and I don't know what prompted me to like I saw this. It wasn't this copy, obviously, but it was the other one. But the cover was pretty beat up. And he died like a few months ago, you know, like.
He did.
And I'm like, well, you know what? I don't have this, so let me look at the record. The album might be in great shape, the actual vinyl, because sometimes I don't go by the album cover. You got to look at the vinyl too. And being that's $1, you know, it might be good. It might be all scratched up to hell. Well, the vinyl was nice, but as I pull out the vinyl, I see a signature on the center part of the vinyl, and it says it's signed Rick Derringer. And I'm like, come on, man, that can't be that can't be real, dude. Right? So I know Tony Dio has a signature of him, so I texted him a picture of it, and he compared it to his, and he was like, yeah, it's legit, man. It looks just like mine.
Wow.
But so then I took it to the car. I bought it. I didn't tell the record store owner or anything. I put it back in, and I took it I got it for $1. When I went to the car, I want to pull it out again and inspect it better. And inside there was a picture of Rick Derringer too, also signed by him, and it was signed by. There's like 2 other signatures on there too, but I can't tell. It must be guys that was in his band at the time, but I couldn't tell who it was. I can't, you know. I know Vinny Appice drummed for him, but it didn't look like his signature. And I'm trying to pin down like the signature. I still haven't figured them out yet. But anyway, on top of that, this is a white label promo too. So that's another reason why I got it. And it was pretty cheap. But this is the bad boy that I got. I picked up the Triumph Allied Forces box set. A friend of mine had it in his record store, and it was a very reasonable price. He gave it to me for. Because this thing goes for like almost $200 now.
What the hell?
It was a record store. It was a record store day release, and I think there was only I don't know if there was only 1,000 made or something.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I picked it up, and then it was pretty much the price you paid for it on record store day, $100. So it's got like a lot of nice goodies.
You know,
it's got a lot of nice goodies in it. It's got a 2-record set of Cleveland 1981 live concert. It's got a 7-inch. It's got posters and all sorts of bells and whistles. So I don't know. I'm on a Triumph kick now because I'm going to go see them this summer. So I was like, I got to have it. my dumb ass has got to have all that shit. So anyway, that was my Christmas present to myself. So, but that's really it for now, man. I mean, I got other tons of shit, but it'll take me like the whole show to show all this stuff. So,
you know what? I did find something interesting. I'm always excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm always looking for different kinds of coffee. I'm a big coffee guy, and I like to
Yeah.
try different kinds. And I found this at a store, Santana brewed coffee.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's pretty cool. I wanted to show it. It's got a little picture of Santana in the back, and it's called Oye Como Va. It's an Italian roast. So
Oye como va Italian roast.
right.
Does it got cocaine in it?
Oye Como Va.
No,
Italian
it's not.
roast. I should have said
it's
Mexican roast or that Latin roast. Oh well, it didn't.
It's got the yayo, bro.
Yeah. no, that'll get you up in the morning.
That's real coffee, man.
I know, right? Hey, why are these coffee grounds? Why are these coffee grounds white?
Yeah, there's white specks in them, man.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, so all right, we'll get to the topic at hand. So we got the 3-album track by track triple vinyl battle between Poisons, and I only have this on cassette. I don't even have the CD or vinyl.
Oh,
Look what the cat dragged in. Yeah, Andy got it on vinyl there. Versus Cinderella's Night Songs here, signed by Tom Kiefer. Actually, if you can see he signed it in purple too. Matches the Cinderella. Versus
got
David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile.
I've also got the look what the cat dragged down on cassette as well.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
looked
have
on
a
CD.
CD.
So I have a triple play.
Yeah.
So Look What the Cat Dragged In was released on May 23rd, 1986. Cinderella's Night Songs was June 9th, 1986. Produced by Andy Johns, who did the Stones and Zeppelin back in the day, and really cool shit like that. And then Dave's Eat 'Em and Smile was July 7th, 1986 released, and produced by Ted Templeman, who would obviously produced all the Van Halen albums with Dave. So it was almost like kind of he took all the Van Halen kind of producers and all. Probably most of the road crew, I think, went with him, and pretty much he took everybody with him. And Van Halen kind of sort of knew with Sammy Hagar. So
Well, Sammy had his own people. He didn't need Van Halen people.
yeah. So yeah, just a triple album battle. Each album has 10 tracks. So it's gonna be a track one versus track 2, and so on and so forth. So we'll get started with Manny here. Track one is gonna be Poison's Cry Tough versus Cinderella's Night Songs, the title track, versus David Lee Roth's Yankee Rose.
Okay.
You gotta
All
cry
right.
enough out on the streets to make you.
All right, well, see the weak link already, and I actually like Look What the Cat Dragged In, which I shouldn't admit, but I just did. But that's the weak link in there. I mean, I like it, but I was 16 when the album came out, and the reason I even bought it was because every girl in the neighborhood liked those sissy burgers, so I bought it, and I actually enjoyed it. But that is definitely
Come on, the
the
real
weak
reason is because
link
you
in
thought
there.
there were
you
chicks on the cover, man.
Is this
Oh
Vixen?
yeah,
bro?
are you kidding? I mean, they're. Are you kidding? Bret Michaels, many a lonely nights till I discovered they were men. Imagine my disappointment. But
Manny thought he was buying a Vixen album.
My Vixen. Hey, this is a new band
are
of
you
chicks.
kidding? Oh man, I was all excited. I go, man, I'd like to sleep with all these chicks. But anyway,
Which one's Lita Ford?
oh,
So what are you going with, man?
I'm gonna
Well,
go
talk about
with,
the
believe
albums.
it or not,
Talk about the albums if you want. Like, when you got them or discovered them, and
Well, that Poison's easy. We used to have a TV station, V32, which was just Channel 32 UHF station. And before that album broke big, they used to do 4 hours of heavy metal, at least what was called heavy metal in 1980s. And Poison's Cry Tough was played all the time, so it grew on me. And I really, really liked it. Even though I felt musically it was kind of silly, but I liked it anyway. All right, Cinderella Night Songs. That would be my winner out of this set. Cinderella to me is a classic rock band disguised as a glam slash hair metal band. And this song is a perfect example of that. It's heavy, but not thrash, but it's definitely not pop metal. Tom Kiefer's vocals are amazing. Um, it sounds like he slammed his boys into the door before he did the vocal, which makes it sound even better. And it's got a killer riff. Now, David Lee Roth, Yankee Rose, is a sentimental favorite. I love the song anyway, but I love the lyrics. I love the attitude, and David Lee Roth is all about attitude. And let's face it, that band was killer. Steve Vai,
absolutely.
freaking amazing. Billy Sheehan, amazing. I never heard of Greg
Bissonette.
Bissonette.
Yeah,
Bissonette
Bissonette.
before
Yeah.
that band. I heard of Billy Sheehan because he played in a band called Talus, which I wasn't that impressed with, but I was impressed with his bass playing. And Steve Vai, I knew he was in Frank Zappa, but the first band I heard him with was with Alcatraz. And honestly, I didn't like the Alcatraz album at the time. Now I like it. But I thought he was amazing. But the first single was God Gave Video to You, and that was pretty freaking horrible. But Steve Vai wasn't. But out of the three, I'm going to go with Cinderella Night Songs because it's awesome.
All right. So Cinderella Night Songs, that's your pick. What about second? What would be your second favorite?
That's easy. Yankee Rose.
Okay.
So
So
even
yeah,
if
all
you
right.
ask me, that's almost insulting. What do you think? I was going to pick Cry Tough?
I don't know what you. I don't know what you, brother. You surprise me once in a while.
Well, David Lee Roth rules. All right, who's next?
The Mooger Fooger.
All right. We're starting out with Poison, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's Cry Tough.
No.
Yeah. Well, explain to you how you discovered the albums and yeah.
Lots of memories on all of these. Yeah, Poison, like every other teenager in the entire world owned. I owned Look What the Cat Dragged In on cassette, and it was the Enigma label on my cassette before they switched over to Capitol completely.
I think mine's the Enigma one too.
Yeah,
my vinyl was Enigma. I don't remember. My CD certainly is not.
Yeah, this is all this has on here is Enigma, but Capitol reissued it then.
Yes. Well, Capitol absorbed. I think Enigma was a indie off of Capitol anyway, and then Capitol just absorbed it. And
it says here Enigma Records distributed by Capitol Records.
There you go.
Okay.
And I think when Enigma went under, and it's all in a great book about Brian from Metal Blade, about how his relationship with Enigma and everything, and the Poison record. Anyway, my cassette had the Enigma label. I've recently found the vinyl with the Enigma label on it, so that's pretty cool. But man, yeah, this album for me was God. It was my mecca, it was everything I wanted at 13 years old, was chicks and rock and roll and loud guitar. And this album for me had it all when it was released for me. So, and then Night Songs came along a little bit later for me. And I saw the album in the store, and I thought, man, these guys got to be ear candy galore, glam rock, and it's going to be a high singer voice, Okay. We didn't even have a cassette player in the house. We had an 8-track player. So I got the cassette, put it into an 8-track adapter that plugged into the cheap stereo we had. And I'm thinking, when I heard Night Songs kick in, I thought, this adapter is fucked. Something is wrong with this adapter because he should not sound like this. It floored me. And it only took about 30 seconds for me to realize the adapter was fine and the vocal was amazing. And these guys are something else, and they completely sound different than what they look like. And, I'm in agreement. This is just a good hard rock band disguised as a glam band. And they followed the trend of the look, I guess, but they didn't follow the trend of the music, in my opinion, not very closely anyway of the time. They were doing their own AC/DC, Stones, kind of bluesy hard rock, and then you get the look, it's like, oh, nobody's full hit MTV, and it was all over. I mean, that song was being played every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But boy, yeah, what a great record. And David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. I'm gonna get fucking crucified for this, but I wasn't at the time a giant David Lee Roth fan. I liked like the early Roth years of Van Halen were just a little before my time. However, I did know the videos, I did know the songs. I did not like 1984 when I was a kid. Okay. Fucking love it now for many, many reasons. And of course, David Lee Roth is legendary. This album just didn't speak to me a lot in that day at that time. But man, you cannot deny Yankee Rose as a burner of a fucking track. It's massive, it's classic, it's anthemic. But out of the three, Night Songs gets my number one. Yankee Rose is going to go my number two, and Cry Tough will be my number three. Only because, to me, it doesn't stand up as well as those other two songs. Not a bad track, though.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you on Cry Tough. That's my main reason. I still like it, but I think I like it because of my age. Like, I don't like my kids. Well, I got a lot of kids, but none of them really like Poison. It's funny. They like Aerosmith. They like classic Van Halen. The classic bands. But Poison, just never click with them. So it's interesting. Also, I'm probably older than you, and so it's funny because I grew up with the tail end of that version of Van Halen. So maybe that's it's funny when you come into music how
It's
you
timeline,
feel
man.
that you
It's
grow
all
up.
timeline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Timeline has a lot to do with things, man.
It really does. But
It
then
does. Except for Alice Cooper, he's always cool. See, I mentioned him on your show.
Oh shit, man! I don't have any alcohol, man. I can't take a drink. All right, Andy, man.
Yeah, so these three albums were very, I was between the ages of 11 and 12 when these came out. Cinderella was the very first concert I went to. My very first concert was the Night Songs tour. They were opening up for Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet. So that was the very first concert I ever went to. So this album's already special to me. When Poison came out, there were us three guys that were the same age that lived on the street, and we would go and hang out at each other's porches. And on Friday nights, we would go to either to someone's porch where the boombox and cassettes. And my friend Randy had that Poison album. Man, he played it all summer. I mean, all summer long. That was his pick. So I really like the album. It reminds me of that summer, and not just that album. Yankee Rose, that video was huge on MTV, especially on the dial MTV. And that was the summer of '86. I was just going into middle school. I was getting ready for middle school. So this was just, these albums were great. I love them. So this is the way I'm going to have to rank track one. Track one, I'm going to have to go with Yankee Rose. I think Yankee Rose is a fantastic song. I'm kind of with Mooger when this album first came out. I thought it was okay. I was consumed with 5150 at the time. But as time went on, Steve Vai and the Frank Zappa connection and all these other players. And of course, David Lee Roth is one of my favorite singers of all time. So that's a fantastic album up there. So Yankee Rose is going to go number one. Night Songs is going to go number two. I really like that song. And then I'm going to end it with Cry Tough. Nothing wrong with that song. But to me, the other two are just better. So Yankee Rose, Night Songs, and Cry Tough. Out on the streets to make your dreams happen. Gotta cry out on the world.
Oh, no. We got Andy singing now.
I see every Poison song on here.
What was in that coffee again?
What was in that coffee? Yeah. What was
All right. It's Santana's blend of cocoa.
All right. So the Poison album, I remember going into, it was either, I don't know if you guys remember A&P grocery store or Pathmark. But those are the grocery stores that were
Yeah, New
big up
York.
in I was big in New Jersey, like where I was from. So, and back then, like grocery stores used to sell vinyl. They had vinyl sections. They had music sections. So the ones where I was from, I remember walking into. I don't remember if it was either A&P or Padmore. It was one of those grocery stores. Walking in, it was like the bin that had albums and stuff. Kind of when you first walked in, they would have it on display, like right there. And I remember seeing the Poison album, and I'm like, and I really thought they were girls, man. I was like, dude, who is this band like of girls and stuff? I didn't buy it though. Like I didn't think anything of it. I remember seeing MTV like talk dirty to me, all that stuff, but it never like was like anything like I got to go out and buy this. Didn't really. It was catchy, but it wasn't like I didn't really get into it that much, you know. So I didn't have that album for like the longest time, you know. I mean, and look, I only have a copy of the cassette, and only because I got that from a milk crate full of cassettes that were left behind. That actually a neighbor of mine gave to me before I moved down here. He's like, hey, dude, I see that you're into cassettes and stuff, man. You want this whole milk crate of cassettes? It was a bunch of like hard rock, metal, great stuff, man. You know, and that was one of them that was in there. So I actually never owned a hard copy of that until I got the cassette of that. Now I had like a couple of years later, my friend did have the CD of it. So I just dubbed a copy of the CD onto like a blank cassette. So I did have a copy of the album, but not a hard copy of it. But anyway, that was Poison in '86 for me. Cinderella, when I saw my friend actually had the Cinderella album, and he let me borrow it, and I was like, wow, you know. And again, it's like it's the usual shock of like they look so glammy on the cover, but they're pretty heavy on the album, man. So I was like, I was all in on them. I was like, wow, it's pretty cool. And I remember some people in my high school were like really into them. A lot of the girls were into them, but some of the guys like Cinderella as well. So, and I think a lot of the people that wanted to see Cinderella open for Bon Jovi, I remember that. I didn't go to that concert, but I remember hearing about that in high school. So I think it was like during the summer though, that concert, right, Andy?
Oh,
Was
well,
that during the summer?
For me, they did a second leg,
Okay.
and they
Slippery When Wet was 80. Slippery When Wet was 87, wasn't it?
I saw them in '87.
No, it's 86. 86.
Okay.
Slippery When Wet.
Was it?
Oh, you're right. It's 86. But then, I mean, it really was hit its stride in 87. It was huge. Yeah.
Because I saw them in February. I remember it was the day after my mom's birthday, and it was cold as hell.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Cinderella album, I ended up getting that. I think I got a cassette copy of that, and but that's long gone. So I have the vinyl and I have the CD of it. So and then David Lee Roth. I mean, I was a massive Van Halen fan by that point. Like in 1984, that I always say that was like my album of that summer. Like that summer of '84 I was totally into like 1984 But I go back before that because my older brother had all the Van Halen albums on cassette, and I used to borrow them and listen. And they became like one of my favorite bands of all time. So when Dave went solo, I got this album right away, and I loved it. I was like, it's kind of like he took that kind of the spirit of Van Halen kind of with him, because Van Halen with Sammy just became a totally different band. And I liked 5150 too. I mean, Eat 'Em and Smile 5150, they were like the albums of summer for me. They were like both getting rotation, both pretty much equally, I wasn't one that really kind of picked one over the other. To me, it was just division, edition by division. Like it was just two great albums came out of it, so as far as tracks go, and this is tough, man. Between like Night Songs and Yankee Rose, that's like the two tough ones for me. But I think I'm going to go with Yankee Rose, man, because that was like such a summer anthem, at that time, man. And it came out on July 7th, right after July 4th. And really that's kind of the theme of that song was a whole July kind of Independence Day kind of thing, him falling in love with the Statue of Liberty, and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool. So I'm going to go with Yankee Rose 1. Night Songs too. I love Night Songs. It's heavy. It's awesome. I love Tom Kiefer's voice. It has that kind of AC/DC-ish, quality to it, which I love. So, and Cry Tough is kind of a distant third for me. I was never really big on that song, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Yankee Rose, Night Songs, Cry Tough. All right, so we're going to track 2, Manny, which is going to be I Want Action against Shake Me against Shy Boy.
Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. I Want Action. I actually like, again, that album, but I hate that song. I don't mind stupid songs, but that song's really ridiculous. God, I Want Action tonight. Yeah, Leonard Cohen wasn't losing any sleep over the Poison guy's lyrics, that's for sure. But
Shakespeare.
yeah, but Lord, it makes Kiss seem like Bob Dylan. I Want Action. Holy hell! This is atrocious, and musically not much better. And so that is at the bottom of the pile. Shake Me was actually the first Cinderella song I heard, and that's probably the closest they come to glam / hair
That
metal.
may have
or
been the
pop
first single,
metal.
I think, right?
Yeah.
I think yeah.
And I discovered them on V32, and they broke. And of course, I didn't even know until the gentleman said that Nobody's Fool was the one that really broke him big. But being in Tampa, I thought Shake Me was the one that broke him big. But Shake Me was, I still love that song. I mean, I even like the lyrics, she's screaming harder. I mean, it's beautiful. Shake Me. I mean, what teenager can't relate to that? Some chick he wanted some chick to shake him. But Shy Boy is my number one. It's got attitude. David Lee Roth rules. I know it's a song that Billy Sheehan did through Talus, but the original by Talus, no offense, Billy Sheehan, but you can stick that up your ass because the David Lee Roth one rules. It's incredible and it's way superior and it's cooler. And if you were cool, Billy Sheehan, that's the only way you would do it. So Shy Boy, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, Shake Me. I Want Action. Cut Out Ben. All right, who's next?
Mooger.
Cut
out Ben.
You almost said it all there, buddy. But yeah, now look, man, you got to think I was 11, 12 years old when Look What the Cat Dragged In came out. I wanted some action, man. I'm hitting puberty. It is, of course, I wanted action, and it was the thickest cheese that you could think of. But my God, I loved it. And then when Rat and Poison came through my town for that tour, they opened up with I Want Action, and I just thought to myself, listening to Poison that morning, I was like, they're going to open with I Want Action. I just know it. But and they did. I was clairvoyant. But moving on to Cinderella, Shake Me. Fuck, what a song, man. What a riff. And I don't know, it's got a lot of like B3 in it. And that kind of takes away the glamminess from the riff. But I agree.
You're
it
right.
kind of does lean more towards the glammier sound, but not in a bad way at all. Great song. And Shy Boy, Billy fucking Sheehan, man. I can't say more than that. And the David Lee Roth version is far superior to the original. But yeah, my ranking of these, once again, I'm going to Shake Me. And by a coin toss, Shy Boy ends up number 2, and then I Want Action number 3. See, I don't think I Want Action is a bad song in the context of that record and my life at the time, in my timeline, but it's just Shy Boy by a hair.
All right. You got that tally, Andy?
I got that tally. I got it going on. And what's on my tally? My number one song for song 2, I Want Action. I absolutely love that song. It took me away when I was the age of 12. I want action tonight. Satisfaction.
Oh boy, here we go. We're gonna sing all the fucking Poison songs
tonight.
Please mute this guy.
I'm gonna go
God
with
damn it! Mute my damn co-host.
number one. You're the one that put this together. You're the one that said, "Let's do Poison."
I like torturing myself sometimes.
I have kind of restrained myself from talking about this album, but you want me to, so here we go.
It's fine, man.
So, I'm going to go with "I Want Action" as number one, but "Shy Boy." It's a musically and song wise, I would go with "Shy Boy" because it's a killer track. But man, I just love "I Want Action." I've known that song since the beginning of loving this kind of music. Excuse me. And I'm going to go with "Shake Me" as the number three. It was hard to do that because that was the first time I heard Cinderella. I thought it was cool. You know, they had the video and all that. But I had to put it at number three.
All right. All right, man. So my number one here is going to be "Shy Boy." Yeah, I agree with Manny. He took the Talis song and Dave just made it better, far superior. And I actually like, because of hearing about Billy Sheehan being in Talis, I kind of went back and discovered Talis. I mean, he was really kind of the focal point of that band, but there was a couple of good tunes I've discovered from them, But the Shy Boy version by them pales in comparison to this one. So Dave just made it his own, and dripping with attitude, and that's gonna be my number one. Number two is gonna be "Shake Me." And again, that was probably the first video I saw of Cinderella on MTV. So my first kind of exposure to them, and they kind of had that concept with the two girls, kind of, the whole Cinderella thing, and it was kind of cool how they linked those concepts through all the videos of that album. So
it was like there were the evil twin sisters.
Yeah, the evil twin sisters, and Cinderella herself, goes to the show and stuff. It's really pretty cool. She becomes this rocker, real, cool chick and stuff. So anyway, so that's my number two. "I Want Action," distant third, man. I remember the video with Brett's friggin' lipstick lips on just like the lips, I want it, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? With this crap.
I don't know, a distant third. That's a bit much.
Come on, man.
I almost forgot about that, Al. Thank you for bringing that up.
Al, am not going to thank you for bringing that up.
I'll tell you what she wants. That whole build up in the beginning where they're in a diner or something like that, dude. It's just. But you know what, man? Their videos were just comedy gold, in my opinion.
It was fun.
It really was. So, anyway,
it was a good time.
You know what? Hey, listen, man. The 80s were a fun time. I had a lot of fun. Now, in 1986, when this album came out, I was 13 going on 14. And even at a young age like that, I even had enough sense to know that this album was crappy. So,
no. I really thought you were going to go somewhere else with this.
I was wise beyond my years.
I was able to listen to Poison, the Beatles, Dio, Maiden, back.
That's fine, man.
Yeah. I got a Poison tattoo. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I think I would leave the show permanently if that happened. Anyway, we're going to track 3, Manny. It's going to be the ballad "I Won't Forget You" versus the ballad "Nobody's Fool" versus "I'm Easy."
All right, "I'm Easy." All right, so I'm going to go with "I'm Easy" because that may as well be my theme song. So that's number one. And
ladies, Manny's single.
Well, anyway, maybe sometimes, but anyway, yes, I am single. Unless you're watching,
you can find him at the Long Bar in Tampa.
Yeah, unless you're hang out at the Long. Anyway, but I like.
Earlier.
Yeah, I love that's my place. Al's been there with me.
Oh, it's a great place. I mean, I'll put this in perspective. When Manny walks into the bar, it's like Norm on Cheers. Everybody's like, "Manny!" He's just the man there, you know. He's the mayor, so everybody
Well,
knows him. I always
yeah.
get when I walk in with him, I always get introduced to other people there. Like I get introduced to like a million people there that I have no clue who the hell they are, and you know. But Manny's a
Well,
regular there, which is cool. So
yeah, it is. Uneasy's probably not my. What is it called? I'm easy. I'm easy. I'm easy. I mean, it's one of those David Lee Roth kind of almost a novelty song that he loves doing. I mean, it's an original, and it's a fun song.
like
Artistic,
a swing era song, you know,
yeah,
like he
yeah,
loves.
definitely, definitely. Also shows that he's a lot more as a songwriter. He's a lot more diverse than given credit, but we all know that anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Yeah. Is it one of his best songs? Not really, but it's a fun song. And that I guess the one theme two of these albums have, Poison and David Lee Roth, is they're really fun summer albums, really, at the end of the day. Cinderella's a little more artistically ambitious, a little bit, you know, uh
A
more
little darker. It could be. It's actually a little
yeah.
dark in
Yeah, it's
spots.
definitely a little dark, but it's artistically, lyrically, and musically more ambitious. I mean, Andy Johns, the producer, wouldn't have got involved with Cinderella because, frankly, he didn't need the money, and he was an in-demand producer. So, you know, he got involved with him because he liked Tom Keefer's vocals and songwriting. Is what I my take. Um, but I'm easy number one. But that's more for sentimental value than actually artistic achievement. Because artistically, I think Nobody's Fool is a superior song, better production, better songwriting, um, at least in from the way I view it. But just for sentimental reasons, I'm Easy's number one. I Won't Forget You. As far as choir ballads, it's not terrible. It's actually, if you look back on it, but Nobody's Fool and I Won't Forget You are probably two of the first ballads besides Motley Crue. We're not counting Aerosmith in the '70s, just for that era. Um, I Won't Forget You's not bad. I mean, it's really corny, but you know, in Poison's defense, they weren't trying to be Van Halen or Led Zeppelin, you know, and they weren't talented enough to be Alice Cooper, so they had to be Poison. So there you go. But not bad. I can put it on right now, enjoy it. And like Andy, I could probably sing every song, which changed me to no end. Anyway, who's next?
Mooger.
That would be me. Good
Okay,
shot.
so what was your number two though?
Oh, my number two was Nobody's Fool.
No, it was Nobody's Fool. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Moog.
All right. I Won't Forget You. Another reason I love this debut Poison record is I could play it. I was just coming into learning guitar in a serious way of wanting to learn rock guitar and stuff. I don't know if you guys remember tablature books
Oh
where
yeah,
you go
absolutely.
through.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I stopped reading music in 8th grade, so I get the tabs. And in like one Saturday afternoon, I learned all the rhythm parts to look with the cat dragon.
One day. Okay.
This song is just so classic power ballad of the Sunset Strip 80s. It's the kind of song you think about when you think of a power ballad. And sentimentally, to me, it's an amazing song. Now, Nobody's Fool from Night Songs. What a fucking song, man. And it still sounds good today. And the solo rips and the vocals are great. And it's like a perfect song, man. And I'm Easy by David Lee Roth. It's a great song. But the way I've got to rank these is I'm gonna go Nobody's Fool. Actually, gonna put Poison second, with I Won't Forget You, and then I'm Easy by David Lee Roth. So that's my 1, 2, 3.
All right, Andy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I am gonna go with I Won't Forget You. I love that song. I think it's a great ballad. It's got a little I like the rhythm of the acoustic guitar to it. I really do. So I Won't Forget You. Then I love Nobody's Fool. I thought Nobody's Fool was a great song, and I was when Al had sent this to me. I kid you not. I was thinking to myself, I hope these two songs aren't against each other because I was going to have a hard time, and they were against each other. But number two, Nobody's Fool, and David Lee Roth with a song "I'm Easy" when he gets into that game showy kind of shtick, I don't like it at all. A couple of those songs really stopped this from being a top-notch, all-round classic. He has to throw in a little bit of his cheesiness, and that's one thing I don't like about David Lee Roth. And when he was with Van Halen, they kind of kept that under wraps for the most part. But now that he's out there on his own, he can do whatever he wants. And I didn't like that part. So I'm Easy is going to be third, an easy third for me.
All right. My number one here, I'm going to go with Nobody's Fool. I think that's a very awesome power ballad of the day. It still holds up well. I always loved hearing that song when he did it live. It was always pretty cool, and I love Tom Kiefer's vocals. He's got passion in there, and it's just, a very well written power ballad, that holds up to this day. My number two is going to be "I'm Easy." Now, I think so. With Dave, he's showing a lot of different facets to him here. This song would have felt right at home on the EP, "Crazy from the Heat." I think probably to me, it's kind of an extension, like kind of bringing that stuff over to this album. So I guess he wanted to be diverse and show his diversity. And even in Van Halen, look at like Dive Her Down when they do Big Bad Bill, Sweet William now, things like that. I like when they took detours like that. I was a fan of that. It shows the humor and kind of like the Dave was 3-dimensional. Like he had this humor and diversity to him. So even if you didn't like it, that was his thing. He loved that kind of swing big band era kind of stuff. So, and it really showed. It showed, on the EP, and then kind of spilling over to this album. So, that "I'm Easy" could have fit right onto the "Crazy from the Heat" EP. So, but that's gonna be my number two because it's a fun song. I love it, and then I'm gonna go again with "I Won't Forget You," which I'd like to forget, but yeah, "I Won't Forget You" will be my distant number three. Again, CC in the beginning with the it's gonna be like bluesy. I'm like, get the hell out of here, dude. You're no Stevie Ray Vaughan. So
that was perfect for that time. That was perfect for that time.
No, it's not.
Okay. Anyway,
you know what? You know what? I'm just joking, man. It's not a bad song. I remember the video. Paul Stanley made a cameo in it on stage. If you remember that during the live scenes, like where they're in the stadium, you see Paul Stanley like kind of playing with them. So it just kind of shows you where Kiss were kind of heading at that time. So, but anyway, that's gonna be my ranking. Nobody's Fool and "I'm Easy." I Won't Forget You. So going to track 4, Poison's "Play Dirty" versus Cinderella's "Nothing for Nothing" versus David Lee Roth's "Ladies' Night in Buffalo." Manny.
Easy. Ladies'
I'm going
Night
slow
Buffalo.
because Manny's actually just writing this shit out now.
I am. So Ladies' Night Buffalo.
This is how prepared he comes into these episodes. Nothing.
That's right, man.
With nothing.
Nothing but a brain. Ladies' Night in Buffalo, awesomeness. Again, David Lee Roth, pure attitude. By the way, he's a better singer than given credit for. But more importantly, it's that attitude. And great lyrics, Oh, man, what a groove. That is killer song. Ladies' Night in Buffalo. Let's see. Nothing for Nothing or Play Dirty. I'm going to give it to Poison, Play Dirty, because I'm not sure why, because it's not a great song, but I kind of like it. But Nothing for Nothing, what kills it for me is the chorus, Nothing for Nothing. I like the song, but I don't love it. So this would be the first Cinderella song that, is not that great to me. It's not bad, but it's of its era, and maybe that's why I don't like it. It's one of the few that I can go, oh, that's 1986 off that album. But Play Dirty's not bad. That's probably their heaviest song on here, which is not saying much because
Eh,
But
the riff is pretty cool on it. I'll give it
yeah,
that.
it's not bad. It's not bad. I think Joe Perry was calling asking for his riff back, but other than that, it's not bad. But I do like it. I mean, I think it is actually it's a good song. So I'm gonna go Ladies Night in Buffalo, Play Dirty number 2, and number 3, Nothing for Nothing.
All right.
Just not a favorite by those cats.
All right, Moog.
All right. Nothing for Nothing. Yeah, it's about the first point in this record that I'm not totally in love with the song, but the riff is badass. The choruses could have maybe been better, but it's still so fucking good. And then Poison, Play Dirty. Not the best song on the record. It's not to me. I mean, it's okay. It is not a bad song, but it's okay. And then Ladies Night in Buffalo, is just the better song than Play Dirty. So I'm going to be setting a trend for myself, but I still go with Nothing for Nothing, followed by Ladies Night in Buffalo and Play Dirty. So that's my 1, 2, 3.
All right. Andy.
Yeah. Dude, Ladies Night in Buffalo is one of the greatest songs on that album. I absolutely love that song. I like the groove of it and the way that Dave changes his whole vocal and the whole scene of that album, man. That's such a great track. I'm going to go with Ladies Night in Buffalo. That one was easy for me. Nothing for Nothing after that. When it comes to Nothing for Nothing and Play Dirty, I mean, it could be either or, but definitely Ladies Night in Buffalo. I mean, there was no doubt about that. So I'll go with Ladies Night in Buffalo, Nothing for Nothing, and Play Dirty.
All right. Ladies Night in Buffalo, man. I think Dave, I don't know, he's probably at the point of no return now with his voice, but I think he's better suited with singing kind of that bluesy kind of baritone nowadays, and not even trying to reach for any like high notes anymore because he just can't do it, man. But this song, I love his voice on this song, man. This song is like tailor made for, and again, I agree with Manny. I think he had a very underrated voice. He doesn't get the credit he deserves for on those early Van Halen albums, on this album. I think after this album is when his voice started, I think, changing a bit, but he kept it up for a while yet, but I love his voice on here. I love when he sings on like kind of that bluesy kind of, lower register, it suits him very well. And I love the quality of the voice, it's very, to me, it's pure. So Late Night in Buffalo is gonna be my number 1. Nothing for Nothing. I love that song too. I love the kind of I love the riff on it. I love just kind of the whole kind of swagger to the song. It's kind of really pretty cool. It's a good Cinderella song on there. So I dig that song. And then Play Dirty is gonna be my 3rd. So the riff is not bad on that song, but it's just, I think Poison's just, they're not a heavy band, dude. What I'm saying? Just stay fun with it, man. It's, not that it's not a fun song, but it's just a 3rd for me. It's not, it would be I mean, if I was going to rank the songs on Look at the Cat Drag, then I think that song would probably be like middle somewhere, So anyway, that's my ranking. Same as my co-host there. All right, man. So we're gonna go to track 5. It's gonna be the title track, "Look What the Cat Dragged In," versus Once Around the Ride, versus Going Crazy.
Okay, all right. So I'm actually gonna go with Cinderella Once Around the Ride.
That's a great tune.
It's not my favorite song by them, but I do like it. And again, Tom Kiefer, killer riff. And actually, he's the only songwriter on the album. I think there's one co-write on the album with the bassist, but I don't remember
Eric
what it is.
Brittingham. Yeah, I think there's
Maybe two, but But Once Around the Ride is really cool track. Going Crazy is a cool pop metal tune. I remember the video more where they're playing those brothers and David Lee Roth wearing the fat suit. In the beginning, it's pretty funny when they're in the studio. The song itself is not the greatest, but I do like it. Um, it's definitely poppy. And so that's number two. And Look What the Cat Dragged In. I actually like that song. Again, you know, Poison aren't going to make the Songwriters Hall of Fame anytime soon. But, what I try to, I got to put in the perspective of the era that they came from. And,
of course.
yeah. And,
1986 was probably the peak year of glam.
absolutely. And what I don't like about the 90s is that suddenly bands like Poison were dismissed because they weren't Pearl Jam or Soundgarden. Bands I love like 10 billion times better, I'll grant you that. But Poison did serve its purpose. Poison were a fun band. Poison got girls into hard rock. And Poison are probably a gateway drug to a lot of these bands that became even more popular,
Yep.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so it's easy to put down Poison, but at the end of the day, Poison had no pretense to who they were. They're a fun rock and roll, heavy metal, glam band. And calling them heavy metal was a stretch, but that's what they were called at the time. And they didn't call themselves that. That was the press. So
Yeah, glam metal or whatever, pop metal. That's the terms. That's the terms that I heard. That's the terms that I heard in my area was either glam metal, pop metal. I never heard hair band because that wasn't around yet.
Later on.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a stupid term because everyone had hair.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you didn't have hair, that was a controversy. Like Rob Halford had short hair. They're like, oh my God. Poor Grant Bonnet, he had short hair, and they're all losing their shit. So it's kind of a dumb term.
Yeah, it is. I just thought we just called it hard rock in my area. We did. Because it was along with all those other hard rock bands.
Yeah.
All right. Mooger.
All right. Out of these three, all right, we've got a contender for number one that's not Cinderella. I'm actually going with Look What the Cat Dragged In. Oh. I love that song. It's fun to play. It's a heavy riff. It's an E.
It is for them, yeah.
So it's fun. It's not so heavy as dark, but it's a banger of a song for Poison and great title track. And I've seen them open up with that a few times, and it's so good. So good. My number two is actually going to be Cinderella. As much as I love that riff on Once Around the Ride, Look What the Cat Dragon has it sentimentally for me. And I've never been crazy about Going Crazy. Don't hate the song at all. I'll never turn it if it comes on to a playlist. But out of those three, Dave takes the bottom spot for me. So 1, 2, 3.
Hey Manny, what was your number one?
Once Around the Ride.
And then Dave was your two?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right, Andy.
Yeah, I'm going with my number one of these three songs. It's going to have to be Going Crazy. Absolutely love that song. I love the storytelling by Dave. I got drunk and fell into the water. It's just a fun song. I think that was one of the first songs that came out. No, that came out after California Girls.
Yeah.
Right? It was
yeah.
But it was off of that EP that I've got on cassette, Crazy from the Heat, which is so much fun. To listen to. I could have done without Just a Gigolo, but I'll save that for another time. So
my favorite, just to sidetrack, my favorite song off that EP, I love Coconut Grove.
Yeah,
I love that song, man. I love, and I think that was a Loving Spoonful song. I believe.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I love what fucking I don't know. It's just a nostalgia to that song. I know we're not talking about the EP, but there's such a nostalgia because I remember that summer of '85. I went to Portugal with my brother and my cousins, and I had such a fun time there. And my brother bought a case of he bought his boombox and a case of his cassettes, and that we listened to because we were there probably 6 weeks, pretty much all the whole summer almost, and we just jammed his cassettes, and the EP was one of them. And I just remember sitting on the beach in Portugal and hearing, Coconut Grove, and just such a laid back. It just now when I hear it, it's just such a nostalgic vision of that summer, just kind of sitting on the beach, listening to the waves, and it just takes me back to my youth. That's and it awesome. I love it, man. That's probably my favorite song on that EP. But anyway, onward, Andy.
That's an album. That's an album I'm gonna have to pull out because I really loved it. So I'm going with Going Crazy, number one. Number two, I'm gonna go with Once Around the Ride. I love side 1 to Night Songs, but if you notice, none of them won. But side 2, they really get into their Aerosmith kind of vibe, and they take over to side 2 for me. But for right now, Once Around the Ride, and then look what the cat dragged in, number 3. It's a fun song. It's a very infectious song, but I just like the other 2 more.
All right. All right, my number 1, I'm going to go with Once Around the Ride. I absolutely love that song, that Cinderella song. It's great. Again, man, it's got this heavy groove to it, and I just love it. It's, I mean, Tom Keefer's voice has got that AC/DC-ish, to me, they were a cross between AC/DC, Aerosmith, kind of that whole thing, Yep. I love the fact that they use a Hammond B3 on the album. It makes the keyboard sound not dated on it. It sounds fresh today. With a lot of the 80s keyboards, man, really kind of date albums. This one, it didn't, because they actually used a Hammond B3 and things like that, man. They didn't go into the cheesy keyboard sound, which was smart on their part, in my opinion. They used it very sparingly and when it was needed. So I'm going to go Once Around the Ride. My number 2 is going to be Going Crazy. I love that song too. Again, Going Crazy from the Heat, he bought the title from the EP into kind of spilling over into the album, which was kind of cool. It's kind of the EP and this kind of, you can make a deluxe version and just combine the two, in a way. So, and then Look What the Cat Dragged In. Yeah, it's a heavy riff. The thing that ruins this song for me is when Brett does the roar like a cat. I'm just come on, dude. You just completely destroyed the song for me. I know it's supposed to be fun and everything, but you're taking this heavy riff of a song and then you got to throw that into it, man. It's you just kind of lost the credibility of that, how heavy that song was for me. All right. I'm sorry. Anyway, so that's my number 3. You can tell I'm shitting all over Poison on this fucking episode. I don't mean to though, but it's just not one of my favorite. When I reach for a Poison album, if I ever do, I always reach for Native Tongue. I just love that album, man, with Richie Kotzen. He brought this musicality into them, and I know Poison's supposed to be this fun band, and they are. They like Manny said, they didn't have any pretense to them. They knew who they were. A fun. Just kind of hard rock, for the chicks, I mean, I think a lot of guys went to Poison shows for the chicks, they did, and they had plenty there, man, plenty abundance of them, so I never saw Poison back in the 80s. I never did. I didn't see them till much later on live, so, but you got the old Cougars going there now.
I saw them in 88. Whatever, open up and say
yeah.
I didn't want to go. I was so happy I went. Oh
yeah.
My God, dude.
Oh, I'm sure you were, dude.
Yeah. Now all those chicks are, collecting Social Security, but at that time,
imagine seeing them back in the Sunset Strip when they were starting out, though. It's I heard there was parties, man. It was a big party and stuff. So, that was fun times, man. I wish I could have. The one regret I have, I always wanted to go to the Sunset Strip. I never took a trip to California. I don't know if any of you guys ever did or not, but I've always wanted to go to Sunset Strip, man, and I still love to go there. I want to see the whiskey and all those great landmarks, you know. So
Yeah, I definitely want to take a trip, but no, we would have to take a time machine and go back, but we'd have to go as young guys. We
yeah,
go our age.
yeah.
All those grannies that are now grannies are like, look at these old men.
Right.
Yeah.
I went in 2015. My wife and I went in 2015, and of course we had to go see the Sunset Strip. So we did go see a show at the Troubadour. We did walk into the Rainbow and walked around a little bit. We took
Cool.
pictures in front. We did go inside the whiskey. My wife bought some merch.
Yeah.
We went inside the Vapor Room. You know, all these little places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Always
they're
hear about.
staples of the strip, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, I got thrown out of Capitol Records. I didn't know you couldn't walk in there, but I guess you can't. I guess you can't just walk in there and watch people record music. Excuse me, sir, do you have an appointment? No, I just came. I told her I just came to look around. I said, you can't do that, sir. Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez.
No, I know.
Oh, wow.
Andy got thrown out on his ass.
Sir, you gotta
Well,
like.
I envision that scene from Beverly Hills Cop where Eddie Murphy got thrown through the glass onto the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to-
Our hotel was in Hollywood, and it was a Motel 6 right there in the middle. It was great. So we were able to see Capitol Records from our windows.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. You know, the Beatles, Beach Boys, and all sorts of stuff happened right there on Vine.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to
that
go
was
to the
exciting.
Whiskey a Go-Go. That's where
Yeah.
the Doors. I mean, Jim was on that stage. Yeah, that's cool.
Neil Young.
And I think that same exact stage is there the same way. I don't think they ever like kind of touched it or whatever, you know, from when the Doors like played on it and stuff.
Yeah.
From what I heard. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely the whiskey would be definitely that's a must stop for me, like if I go there, you know. So
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to go see all those places. Even though we did it during the day, it was still cool to go inside of there. Except for the Troubadour, we did go see a show there. It was like some no-name singer songwriter, which was okay, but just to be inside the Troubadour was like really, really cool for me.
that's cool.
You know,
Right.
what's amazing about the 80s scene is Poison. We're talking about Poison. Those guys sold out every single time they played a club there, you know, you could actually make a living in however many block radius those clubs are, you know. They could have sustained that forever, but that to me is amazing. I mean, they were.
Well, they used to say that they were like the kings of like the flyers that the bands used to put up.
Yeah.
And I think they said something they got like, I don't know if it was like a neon green, like the worst, like the brightest green that I think in the documentary, like they said, like, you know, the cheapest paper, they knew somebody that worked at a paper like or a printing plant or something like that. And they said, well, you can have this green paper. We don't ever use it. And they took it, man. They made flyers out of it. And it was like, and it stood out, you know. And I think that's why I think the Poison logo is still green. I think it's that green.
Green.
From those flyers. So they said that they were like the kings of like handing out flyers and stapling up flyers on the Sunset Strip and all that stuff. So
Oh yeah,
you know.
that green.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never
But
thought.
You know what's amazing is all those flyers, because you know most of those people just looked at it, fuck this, and threw it on the ground.
You find one now and they're probably worth a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. They're probably worth quite a bit. You know?
Yeah. The people that saved them or whatever, like original flyers. Yeah. It's like those concert posters too, man. You know, like those real old concert posters and, you know, worth a lot of money, man.
Oh yeah, like those '60s ones. But people
Yeah.
weren't thinking that stuff was worth money.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to the record show and that guy was? Yeah, I don't know if you saw him. He had Doors posters that were.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much you wanted for him?
Dude, it was probably $1,000 or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he even said that the Doors management, Jim would get them and he would just toss them. You know, he didn't. You know, not just him.
Well, nobody thought.
Band.
Yeah, nobody thought of any sort of collector's market back in the day. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, that didn't exist. You know,
Oh, well,
didn't
yeah,
exist.
I was
Yeah.
just starting.
yeah.
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 All right, man. So we're gonna go track 6. Talk Dirty to Me. Versus Hell on Wheels. Versus Tobacco Road. Manny.
Okay, let's see. Oh man, let's see. What am I gonna pick? Oh, God forgive me. I'm gonna pick "Talk Dirty to Me," not
Yes.
because it's a great song,
Great
but
song.
because I've heard it 9,899 times. And when I was in a
Oh, no,
band,
there. Jump in the back. There's something there I want to show you.
yeah.
You
Well, when
should
I
have
was in
said
a
you heard it.
band,
You should have.
we,
You
I,
should have said you heard it 69,000 times.
well, we used to have to play it, and I hated playing it, but chicks liked it, so like, all right, this is cool, I guess. But anyway, talk dirty to me. I'm gonna pick to Hell on Wheels, though. That's probably my second least favorite song on the Cinderella album. Only reason I'm picking that over Tobacco Road because Tobacco Road is a cover, but David Lee. Actually, I changed my mind. Tobacco Road's number 2, Hell on Wheels number 3, because
Okay.
David Lee Roth is so cool. He gives that shit song Tobacco Road and does the impossible, makes me like it. So because I never liked the Nashville teens or whatever those sons of bitches were called. They probably weren't even teenagers, and they probably weren't even from Nashville, But David Lee Roth,
And they
yeah,
weren't teens either.
they probably weren't. But David Lee Roth made that song so cool that the Nashville twins or whatever teens' balls immediately dropped and made them into men. That's how cool it is.
I thought you were going to call them Nashville pussy for a second, but
No, I actually like those guys. So number 1, Hell on Wheel. Wait, Talk Dirty. Number 2, Tobacco Road. Number 3, Hell on Wheels.
all right. Moog.
Okay, I'm gonna
The
go number 1.
Mooger Fooger. I had
Yeah.
to throw that in there.
The,
I invited Sinzak on tonight, and he was like he really liked the throwdown. He was like 3 great. I texted him earlier today. I was like, dude, we're doing this. If you want to come on, and he was like, I busy tonight. But he really would have loved to come on and did this. If he was going to be on board, then I would have invited Aaron too. I would have had those two on here. Because I know they love Poison. I know they love all 3 of these albums.
Yeah, these are good.
They do.
But
what was your podcast? Because I listened to it.
Decibel Geek.
Decibel Geek.
Yeah, that's where I heard you name the Fruger Mooger or whatever. Yeah,
the
now I know where. Yeah,
every episode at the last name. Yeah,
it's always the last name.
They're always thanking him. Every
Yeah.
episode. And he's always the last one they thank too.
Yeah.
And last but not least,
because he's special, man.
it's an unworthy praise, I suppose, man. But we're on track 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, I got to go with "Talk Dirty to Me" at number 1, only because it's, to me, an iconic classic. Song is so simplistic, it's so fun to play, and I probably haven't played it quite as many times as Manny, but I played a hell of a lot of times on drums, bass, and guitar. So it's super fun song to play. Sentimental reason, that's going to go my number 1. My number 2 is going to be Tobacco Road. I just think the song is so good. And Cinderella, Hell on Wheels, my God, it's just not the best song on the record for me. Yeah. Still so good and so classic sounding, and such a great riff and so well produced. But out of these 3, it's a hard call, but it's going to be Poison, David Lee Roth, Cinderella.
All right.
Andy. One of the best songs, Talk Dirty to Me, number 1. Absolutely. I absolutely love it. After that, I'm going to go with Hell on Wheels. I think that's a great song. Hey, did they release that as a single, I think, like towards the end?
Tobacco Road?
No, Hell on Wheels.
I don't know.
By Cinderella.
I don't know.
It was like a single that was released like later on, like after the album had already,
done petered out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Could be. By the way, I looked on the credits, and Tom Kiefer is the sole songwriter of all the songs.
Oh wow, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yes.
no co-writes or anything on there.
Okay.
And then I'll finish off with Tobacco Road.
All right.
Talk dirty to me.
My
Pretty sweet, bro.
all right, my number one, I'm gonna go with I'm actually gonna go with Hell on Wheels, man. I love that song too. This is I agree with Andy, man. The second half of Cinderella's album is really strong, man. It doesn't peter out for me. It really there's a lot of strong material on the back half of the album as well. It's a solid album from start to finish, man. I mean, to me, there's no duds on it at all. So I'm gonna go with Hell on Wheels, my number one. My number two, I'm going with Tobacco Road. I'm going with Dave. I know I'm spoiling it. Everybody had Talk Dirty to Me as number one. But I do like the Talk Dirty to Me riff. But when I play it in the context of God Save the Queen by Sex Pistols or Cheap Tricks She's Tight, which CC ripped off those two songs unapologetically.
Yeah.
Because go back and listen to those two songs, and he took that riff from them. So anyway, no, it's a fun song, but and I remember the summer of '86, all the girls singing that and stuff and shit like that, and the video was funny, and what was it? The guy that was washing dishes, and I'm sorry, that's Nothing But a Good Time. That's on the next album. Talk Dirty to Me, yeah. I mean, they're going down backstage, and then they kick, the video. They it's so colorful. One of the most colorful videos, of all time. So it was a fun song, but it's my number 3.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kid is still washing dishes, by the way.
The videos kind of melted with Poison. It's all like, these videos of like partying and having a good time and all that stuff, which is great. That's what the 80s were all about, man. All right, number 7. It's going to be Want Some, Need Some by Poison, Somebody Save Me, Cinderella, and Elephant Gun by Dave. Manny.
Okay. Elephant Gun. And what was the other one? Somebody Save Me?
Somebody Save Me, yeah.
All right, number 1 is Somebody Save Me because it's awesome, Plus, It's got that cool lyric, that shit you ate for breakfast, it's going to give you cancer. So, see, Cinderella not only played good metal, but they worried about good nutrition, which something Poison never gave a crap about.
Well, look at the name Poison.
Yeah, even the name is Poison. I mean, God's sakes. But
they want you to eat all that high sugar, cancerous stuff.
Oh, they do. And not only that, Cinderella care about marriage because they warn you about that chick who's going to stab you in the back. So see, they care about their fans. Okay, number 2 is David Lee Roth, Elephant Gun, because that song rules. Very cool. And then we get to I Want Some, I Need Some. It's bad enough that you have to tell some chick that you want some. But then you got to pathetically tell them you need some. You've already told them that you want some, and now you're
well, maybe I'll be more willing now that you need some.
Yeah, but I need some. No chick has ever fallen for that. No chick has ever gone. Hey,
you're going from demanding to begging.
Yeah.
I want some. I really need some.
Yeah. So number 3 is Poison for giving shitty dating advice to teenagers.
Shitty dating advice.
Yeah.
From the Love Connection.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, Mooger, man, take us, save us from this.
Yeah.
Save me.
You gotta catch my breath. Yeah, my number 1's going to be Cinderella. Somebody Save Me. It's just so good, man. I can't say enough good things about the production, songwriting. It's just so good. That's my number one. My number two is going to be Elephant Gun. And it's a hell of a good song. It's been a long time since I heard that one. I re-listened to it today. It's very enjoyable. And hey, Poison, I want some. I need some. Maybe could have been a little better. I mean, at least it wasn't I need some action. It was I want, right? I want action. Not I need action. So that song's a little less pathetic than like he said. You want it, need it. You kind
All of a sudden, look at the Cataract thing as a concept album.
It is. It's right up there. Yes.
Only Mooger would conceptualize this album here.
Let's break down. Look what the cat dragged in.
We're separating the wants and the needs, and what is more pathetic, a want or a need. And when
they hope that they
you break it down into today's society, based to their society in that day, was a want more pathetic or a need more pathetic? And did I really need or want to be drugged by the fucking cat? I don't know. We can ponder.
We should ponder. This existential question of all time. Still pathetic, though. I want some, need some.
Yeah.
You God.
All right, Andy.
I got to draw the line somewhere. But my number one on this one, I'm going with want some, need some. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going that far. No. Somebody save me. Dude, that's just this is what I'm talking about side 2. Side 2 freaking kills, dude. And then after that, Elephant Gun, and then want some, need some.
Excellent.
All right. I'm gonna go with Somebody Save Me, man. Love that song, love the riff. Just love the groove of it, man. It's great. And now I'm gonna go with Elephant Gun. It's kind of Dave kind of taking that kind of Hot for Teacher shuffle into like this album. It's got that double bass kind of, it's very reminiscent a little bit of Hot for Teacher on there with the drum shuffle and the double bass and all that. It's cool. Yeah, Greg Bissonette, man, great drummer. I've seen him plenty of times with he tours with Ringo Starr a lot, so it's like his main drummer. So he's great. Want some, need some. It's a distant third once again. All the prog bands, man, they don't need to worry about Poison, that's for sure. Because this concept album falls flat on its face. Anyway, enough joking about that. Manny, we're going to go to you again. Poison, Blame It On You versus In From the Outside by Cinderella versus Big Trouble by Dave.
Ooh, this is a hard one. All right, Big Trouble's number one because it's filled with attitude. Plus, I like the fact that, old Joe didn't go to heaven and his hat was found in a clearing at the 7-Eleven. That could have been written about my neighborhood, for God's sake. Except nobody would give a rat's ass about Joe in town in Compton. Anyway, but that's a good song.
That's another thing Dave doesn't get a lot of credit for is his lyrics. I mean, I think he's a great lyricist, man.
Oh, he is.
He has a great way with words.
Yeah, in Big Trouble, it's clever, and Mighty Mouse, and good stuff,
Yeah.
In From the Outside is actually very, very cool. I like that song a lot. That's a cool song, great riff. That Tom Kiefer's got that. You're right. I won't compare him to Bon Scott because I won't compare anyone to the great Bon Scott. But
I think it's more of a Brian Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's see who else. Hold on.
Yeah, I think his
voice. And then there was.
I think it's a bit more of a Brian Johnson vibe to it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Blame It On You. Okay, it's bad enough that you want some, need some. But then once you get some, does he thank the girl? Does he buy her dinner? No, he blames it on her. So that is number 3 for Blame It On the Girl. So once again, terrible.
No, it does take
terrible. Yeah. So this is number 3, Blame It On You. Shame on Brett Michaels.
That's like a terrible title to begin.
You gotta take the concept further, bro. You know, it's what it is, man. All right,
No, but
Mooger.
he spends his whole for just the previous song. Oh, I want something, need something, blah blah blah. And then he finally gets it. He finally gets what he asked for in the previous song. He wants action, even though he looks like what the cat drag did. He even spent time talking dirty to her, for God's sake.
And
After all this work, what does he do? Blame it on you. Shame on you. All right, you're next.
I think my case for the Poison album being a concept album is
it's there.
Is pretty solid, bro.
It's starting to hold water, Al. It's
Why do you
starting to
think
hold
the
water.
Who retired the year prior? They heard this album and they're like, oh, we can't
take it any further.
Or rock operas after this.
Operation My Crime, you lost it.
It's more like a rock slopera. Anyway. Go ahead, Mooger.
Oh, my mind's starting to hurt, guys. I'm starting to trip out a little bit on this simplistic album being a concept, but we're bringing it to light, guys. No, man, out of these three, hands down for me, it's In From the Outside, Cinderella. Number 2 is David Lee Roth, Big Trouble, because it's a really fucking good song. It's got a different feel to it, man. I just love his vocal delivery on that song and the music delivery. And yeah, Poison, they're just getting lazy here at this point with lyrics, with titles, with music. It's starting to feel like, okay, we need to finish this.
Is the concept getting watered down by this point?
It's taking a different direction. It's getting a little deeper, really. Yeah. But no, I go back to what you guys said about Cinderella having that classic Aerosmith kind of feel to it on the second side. I 100% agree. But I also hear like freaking Keith Richards all over Tom Keefer's playing.
Absolutely.
And Joe Perry. I mean, you could tell where he was picking his influences.
Yeah, the Stones were a huge influence on Tom, man. He said that time and time again. So.
Right. So yeah, I just think Cinderella's killing it on the second side for sure. So yeah, man, it's Cinderella, David Lee Roth, Poison. 1, 2, 3.
All right, Andy.
I'm gonna go In From the Outside, man. That's a killer track, dude. And it's towards the end of side 2, and it's just fantastic. Big Trouble by David Lee Roth and Blame It On You. That's just bleh. So.
You guys are starting to finally see the light. Damn it.
Yeah, well, side 2, dude, just like Shane was saying over there, they got pretty lazy on side 2. I mean, they got pretty bad.
All right, man. I'm gonna go with In From the Outside. It's got that riff has just got a swagger to it, man. It's just so freaking good, man. It's just like again, man. The side 2 of this is just keeps going strong, man. With Cinderella, man. Big Trouble, love that song too. Dave, again, man, he's killing it on here, man. I love his voice on this, and that's an awesome song too. And then Blame It On You, a distant third. So
yeah, distant. I will agree on distant.
I think it's been a common theme for me about distant thirds. Distant third. So Blame It On You. So now we're gonna go into track number 9. Number 1, Bad Boy by Poison.
Lazy on titles, man.
Push Push by Cinderella, and then Bump and Grind.
Anything called number 1 Bad Boy is gay as hell. Come on, man. That's terrible.
That's terrible. All right. So we got 2 love songs here, Push Push and Bump and Grind. And so I'm going to give it to
They go
Bump
well
and
together,
Grind,
actually. They go well together.
They do, but I'm going to go with Bump and Grind. Just a little more romantic. Yeah, when he tells this woman, take it slowly. We got to do the bump and grind. Because, see, unlike Poison, he cares about the woman's pleasure and need. So he tells her, take it slowly, baby. We're going to bump and grind.
The plot thickens.
Now, Yeah, Cinderella, on the other hand, are probably a 2-push special, thus push push. They are only there for their own pleasure, and then once they're done, Tom Keeper is leaving. That being said, it's still a cool song, and he's gonna do push push because he's a 2-pull special. Definitely not a Latino for the record. All right, number one, Bad Boy. Number one, oh my God. What a horrible little song. I actually like Poison, but this song is so shitty that they had to distinguish from all the other number ones, the other Bad Boy song, by giving it a number. Because it's not number one Bad Boy because it's so crappy. The worst song ever on Poison album, which is saying something. Who's next?
The Boog.
All right, out of these three, number one for me, no surprise, is Push Push, the 2-for-1 special. But it's because that riff is so amazing. The chorus is completely generic, and I think they could have done better. But I just love the riff. And yeah, man, I'm gonna go Bump and Grind at number 2. And number one, Bad Boy. I'm gonna have to say this is getting more distant third as this album wraps. But
Yeah.
that's my 1, 2, and 3, man. Sure.
But as a 13-year-old boy or 12-year-old boy, you enjoyed it. You know,
Of course I did, and I learned how to play them and played in garage bands, and we thought we were the coolest shit. And 75 years later, I have a different thought pattern. So,
and Mooger was the number one bad boy on his block.
Right.
All right, Andy.
Well, when I was 12 years old, I remember distinctively telling my friend Side 2 sucks to look what the cat dragged in. Right here for track number 9, I'm going to go with Bump and Grind, number 1. I love that song, dude. It's great. And then Push Push, just like that's just a terrible. I really didn't like Push Push at all. And I know that it was a hit of theirs off that album, but I never liked it. I thought it was very repetitive. But anything is better than freaking number 1 Bad Boy. I mean, just the title alone tells you don't listen. Just the title alone. Don't listen to this. Beware, stay away, skip.
All right, man.
Oh, it's awesome.
My number 1's gonna be Bump and Grind. I love that riff, man, that Steve plays on there. It's got it's got like a swagger to it. It's really cool. I love the vibe of the song. It's great. One of my favorites on the album, actually. I love that song. So Push Push, Mr. 2 Pump Dump over here. Like Manny said in a way. Yeah, Push Push. It's got this AC/DC-ish style riff. It's cool. Good song, but Bump and Grind beats that for me, man. So anyway, and number 1 Bad Boy. Very distant third. I'd even put that 5th or 6th. It's not even you know what I mean? So but
yeah, that's distant. Boy, is that distant.
Yeah, it's just getting further and further away. Anyway, which brings us to our last track of the albums. Let Me Go to the Show by Poison. Back Home Again by Cinderella, and That's Life by Dave. Manny.
Okay. This one's easy. Back Home Again by Cinderella. It's got that kind of Led Zeppelin meets Aerosmith with a little dash of Brian Johnson era AC/DC thrown
Absolutely.
in. But it sounds like Cinderella. That is a great track, and that's why I hate the fact that Cinderella was lumped in as a hair metal band. That was totally unfair, especially when you get to the albums following this one, Long Cold Winter, where even John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin on it.
Yeah, that bluesiness starts really creeping in.
Heartbreaks. Yeah. Yeah, and it's totally unfair that they were considered a hair band. Probably because of this cover and because of the band's name is all I can think of.
Yeah,
the album.
Absolutely.
If critics music critics would listen with their ears instead of their eyes, well, it would. Those people suck anyway. But Cinderella, great band, and that's Led Zeppelin-ish riff. All right, number 2 is the Frank Sinatra cover, That's Life. I don't think it's great. It's fun. And this is David Lee Roth doing what he loves doing. Silly ass cover songs, making them his own. And honestly, if it wasn't the legendary David Lee Roth, this is the very definition of throwaway. It's not bad, but it's definitely it's a waste of magnetic tape. They should have put something else on there. But it's David Lee Roth. Let me go to the show. Jesus H. Christ. My God. Brett Michaels thinking about his dad not letting him go to a goddamn concert. You're in a rock band. Fucking horrible. And I like Poison, but Jesus H. Christ. That is a distant 3. Anyway, that's my rating. Next.
All right, Mooger.
All right. I'll round it out here for me. Cinderella's at number 1 with Back Home Again. It's just such a classic sounding song for 86, because even at that age I was picking up Aerosmith and just a lot of really cool stuff in that song. I like That's Life. I think that's a great cover, fun cover. And man, David is he's a crooner, man. He doesn't get the props for crooning like he can croon. But I feel like this was something kind of left over from the EP. I could be very wrong about
it. Definitely fit on there too, yeah.
It would fit easier on that EP than it would.
That totally makes sense. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. And from the epic album that brought us topics such as wants and needs, human abuse by animals, blaming others, and being bad, and another want song, the saga will continue. But let me go to the show, man. That second side just fell on its face. And oh my God, an album that has a very strong theme of distance in being third. So there you go. Wants, needs, distance, abuse by animals. Yeah, it's all there, man. We'll unpack that.
All right, man. Andy.
Yeah, last song on the album. And what's more important than an opener on an album is the closer. Man, a good closing song really goes a long way to say, man, that album was great. Back Home Again. What a great closer for a great album. They showed, side 2 really showed who they really are. And they will go on to show us who they really are. But, of course, when we were kids, side 1 was everything we loved. But now that we're older, we're like, man, side 2 is where it's at for night songs. Number 2, Let Me Go to the Show. Is what I'm going to go with on that one, because I absolutely hate That's Life. First of all, I don't even like Frank Sinatra at all. He's boring. Frank, you know what? I don't care who hears this, because this is Black Spinner Circle. Frank Sinatra sucks, dude. He does.
Oh, you're killing me, man, because I'm a Jersey guy and I like Frank Sinatra. So.
I like Frankie too, but
I'd rather hear Brett Michaels.
Oh.
I remember I got my cat Frank from a friend of mine, and they named him Frank after Frank Sinatra because of his blue eyes. She's like, yeah, we named him after Frank Sinatra. I was like, you named him after Frank Zappa? I love him. Frank Zappa, of course. Sinatra, get out of here. So, yeah, That's Life is going to be a distant third for me on that one.
All right. For me, bringing it on home, the last track, Back Home Again. Definitely the number 1 song here for me. Yeah, great way to end the album. I love the song, the Cinderella. Again, man, the Night Songs album is just top to bottom is great all around, man. I mean, for me, it doesn't dip at all. I know some of you guys, one or two songs were a little
Mhm.
a little weaker, but I don't know. For me, I don't think there's a weak song on the album. So, number two, That's Life. I mean, obviously Dave is a Sinatra fan. He loves that kind of swing stuff again, and it would have fit on the EP. To me, this one and I'm Easy definitely are spillovers from the EP onto this album. And again, it's Dave showing his diversity of what he likes. So I thought he did the Sinatra song. I like the video too. He's kind of reminiscent. I mean, it almost kind of feels like he's kind of reminiscing about being in Van Halen, and he was only out of Van Halen like a year and a half by that point. So to me, it's kind of almost seems like he was reminiscent about his life already. And I thought he did a great job on the cover. So let me go to the show. This is like number 6 or 7 for me. Not even a third anymore, man. It just we're talking like this is way down the road. This album has already petered out.
It petered out. It really did.
For me, it petered out since track 1. But anyway, but that's just me. I know you guys love it. Some of you guys love it. So I don't know. I'd question your manhood. But anyway. No, I'm kidding, man. But on a brighter note, look at this Kiss belt buckle I got. It's pretty cool, right?
It's very cool.
Yeah.
A coworker
Oh,
of mine.
cool.
A coworker of mine is selling his house, and he was cleaning out his house, and he gave me a couple albums, and he was like, "Hey, there's just a belt buckle here." So, go and take it. I'm trying to forget about Poisons. That's why I'm bringing Kiss into the subject. But anyway, yeah.
They did a cover for Rock and Roll All Night.
Oh God.
They did it on the
Less Than Zero
Less
soundtrack.
Than Zero.
Yeah, Less Than Zero soundtrack.
Which was a thrift store find a while ago. I found that soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's I like that soundtrack. It's actually a good soundtrack.
Yeah, it is a good soundtrack. I agree.
Yeah, I know Slayer did in the guy at the Vita on there.
Yeah.
Just
I
Public
thought that
Enemy
was
on
for
there.
River's Edge. I thought that was River's Edge. They didn't.
No, it was Less Than Zero.
It was Less Than Zero. I don't know.
Yeah,
I forgot
All
about
right,
that.
guys, I've been taking a tally of everything we've been talking about. Look at that. That is great.
Wow.
So how's that concept album hold up?
Yeah, I took a tally of the albums. They got 3 points if they were the first track, 2 points if they were the second place, and 1 point if they were in last place. Night Songs won.
Wow.
Night Songs
Wow.
accumulated 26 points. And David Lee Roth 22 points. Dude, look what the cat dragged in 13. It's so bad. It's such a distant last place.
See, I told you, distant third.
Distant third. It really was after 26, 22.
Though, I actually like the album. When I throw it on, I enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. I don't throw it on that often. I wish I had held on to my vinyl, but
if you're playing it if you're playing the album, I get it. You know what I mean? It's when you're doing a track by track against these other albums. That's when the weak stuff shows itself, and
that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but if you're playing the album in the context of you're playing the album in its entirety, it still sucks. But anyway,
it wouldn't die as quick death as it did in this side by side comparison because. I'm with Manny. I throw that on. I enjoy it. If it comes on, I enjoy it. But it's in the you're going to put that song against Cinderella's Night Songs. You're going to put that against, in my opinion, David Lee Roth, which was very solid. But, no, come on, man. You're not Poison. We love you. I love you anyway. You just didn't cut it.
You know what's crazy, though? If Poison toured right now, they would play a bigger arenas or bigger places than Cinderella or David Lee Roth solo.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it looks like the controversy of this year, which this is the 40th anniversary of this album, is that they're not going to tour for it. You know, Bret Michaels is just going to go out as a solo act, which
Yeah,
you know,
that to me is ridiculous because
He makes more money
his
that
whole
way.
so-called
Of course,
solo
but-
career is based on
yeah,
tour.
but
That
Yeah.
sucks, dude.
yeah, but you know
It's
what?
just a lost opportunity. It's a missed opportunity.
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
dude, big time.
That's it.
It is a missed opportunity, and I know I've heard interviews with like Ricky Rock and all that, and they're displaying disappointment in it. You
Yeah.
know, I actually invited.
You know what tour I would see? Poison Tussle Extreme. That's the tour I would see this summer.
Instead
That
of Motley
actually
Crue.
would
I
actually,
know. I'm just saying. That's Motley Crue's
Yeah,
out
you
of
know-
the picture. We're going Poison Tussle Extreme. That would be a great
yeah.
tour.
You know, the one thing I don't like about the modern music industry for what they call legacy acts is that, I mean, none of these bands create new music anymore.
No.
Yeah, and I think that sucks. I don't think anymore, but Poison probably could have made a few. All those acts, name them, they
Oh,
could have
yeah.
made an album. Yeah, but unless you're an Alice Cooper, I hate to keep bringing them up, or a Deep Purple, that they don't really care. They're making music for their hardcore fans, and they know it's
Mhm.
not going to sell what it did, but they don't care. They feel they need to be creative, so they put the stuff out. If more artists had attitude like those two artists, it would be great, you know. But
Yeah, but if they were paying attention, and if these bands that don't do shit are paying attention, Alice Cooper and Deep Purple both got really big kudos from the press and from their fans for their last albums that they released.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, those
That's
albums were
album.
big hits for them. Big hits.
yeah. Oh, AC/DC is another one. They don't release albums very often, but when they do, they get kudos for it, and I agree.
Yeah.
And I think all these artists should. Rolling Stones, they hadn't released them in 10 years when they did. I love the album, but my point is, I think it's a shame that a lot of these bands like Poison or Cinderella, even though Tom Kiefer occasionally would release a solo album. But then I got to respect Tom Kiefer. He could probably go out on his own as Cinderella, and he won't, you know.
Yeah, but there's no money in the albums.
I know, but
mean-
I know that's the thing, isn't it? There's not any money
I
to
don't-
be.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tom
Like,
wants to. I don't know if Tom wants to do the Cinderella thing anymore. You know, Jeff LaBar is gone now, and
Mhm.
I think he just feels like he's built up his solo thing like so much over these past years, kind of working hard on it. And I don't know how much better business Cinderella would do, like using the Cinderella name than Tom Kiefer. I don't know how much bigger it would be. It wouldn't be
Well,
that much
probably
bigger.
for promoters, he could promote. You know, if he went out Cinderella with some scat,
It could be a great package, like
yeah,
you know,
right,
tour,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
won't
but
do it. And I
anybody-
think he owns the name, but he won't do it. You know.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is that anybody who knows Cinderella knows who Tom Kiefer is. So,
Absolutely.
you know, just the name alone will bring in the same amount as Cinderella. And I don't think he wants to take a step back. Because, dude, his shows have been great. They've been getting really good reviews. People have been
I've seen
going,
his solo shows. They're great. They're just as good.
yeah. So, you know,
I do love seeing Cinderella when they were together, though, man. It
I
was
know. So what's the difference between Cinderella not having to go out there and Kiefer doing it himself and Bret Michaels going by himself but without Poison? I mean, what's the difference?
Well, the difference would be Bret Michaels too. Actually, Bret Michaels probably doesn't get as much money. Okay, he gets to keep more of the money, but you know, merchandise. You know, a name's worth a lot. Don't believe me? Look at Foreigner. There's not one single original member in it. And
Nobody
granted,
did.
Mick
Well, Lou
Jones-
is going to be there this year at least for some songs, but you know,
Yeah, but the name brand seems to matter more now than who's in it, which is
Yeah.
very different than when I was growing up. Anyway, that's a topic we should explore another show.
Oh, big time. Big
Yeah.
time. Because I've got a lot of thoughts about that.
Mhm.
all right, Andy. I mean, this is it. I mean, did you have a question like at the
Oh,
end
yes.
here?
Yes, I did have a question. Of these three albums, all three of them were released in 1986. That makes them 40?
40.
40.
It makes them 40 years old. So which album, in your respected opinions, aged better, Manny?
I'm going to say Cinderella Night Songs, honestly. I think I think Tom Kiefer's writing and Andy John's production. Um, Again, it's Aerosmith meets the Rolling Stones meets Brian Johnson AC/DC era. Um, and it doesn't. It's not a copy and album. I think it's a timeless sound, and I stand by what I said. It's a classic rock band disguised as a glam metal band. You know,
That's
sure.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane.
Yeah, I agree with Manny. Night songs to me, I still throw it on, and I do not feel the data any dated production on it. I think it was well mixed, produced. Just wrote everything was so perfect about that record. Like I said, I put it on today. Out of those three, I don't wince at anything, and I think we can all agree Poison definitely sounds 1986 shotgun snare and reverb on everything. And David Lee Roth, I still think that album sounds really timeless in areas, and other areas not so much. But yeah, man, yeah, the album, the
Yeah.
band as a whole, that I think held up the best is Cinderella for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with you too. It's Cinderella for me. I just think that it's just a good hard rock album from beginning to end. And yeah, they did sneak in Nobody's Fool, which is a great ballad, but that's what became synonymous with this genre of music. And Nobody's Fool was a solid song and great lyrics, and it's honest. It's an honest song. So I am going to go with a Night Songs. I just think it's just a great album that could be released. Well, I don't want to say today, but you know what I mean. It's aged very well. It really has.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that too. Cinderella's Night Songs would be the one that's aged the
Also,
best production wise, and yeah, Andy Johns did a fantastic job on that. Again, they didn't use cheesy keyboards when they used it a little bit. They used the Hammond B3, which I think didn't date the album at all. Like whereas a lot of other albums in 1986, man, and even Dave, I'm like going crazy. It's got that kind of dated keyboard sound to it,
Yeah,
which makes Eat 'Em and Smile fall to number 2 for me. However, it's still Ted Templeman. It's still got kind of that Van Halen vibe. It's really kind of the follow up for 1984, more the Van Halen spirit, as I say. And again, Ted Templeman. Well, I always call Ted Templeman the 5th member of Van Halen because he was so synonymous with the sound of production and everything. He really was the 5th member, in my opinion. And Dave probably saw that, and that's why he took him with him. You know what I mean? So yeah, he embodied the spirit of Van Halen on this album. To me, it's the follow up to 1984. So it's where 1984 was kind of heading already, and he kind of just took that in a way. So. So yeah, and then the poison one. I mean, I think I've heard them say it's actually a glorified demo. It's really kind of a demo, kind of I guess polished up, to release it. But I don't know. That's what some members have said. So, but yeah, it's a bit dated to me. Yeah, the drum sound, the gated snares, man. You could tell an '80s album by that snare sound.
Yeah.
So.
But that's shitty about the band is saying that this was more of a demo. I hate when bands that put out music for
Motley Crue says the same thing about Too Fast for Love,
and then they talk shit about it. And to their fans, it's one of their favorites of theirs.
Yeah,
and then for the band to shit on it, I'm like, dude, for real.
I don't think Brett was saying it to shit on it. I think he just said it was really kind of. Because it was Enigma was an independent label. I mean, it's really kind of, so really it's, I mean, it's a great sounding demo. If it's a demo, it's a great sounding demo. You know what I mean? So
this has to be the Enigma because I don't think there was that many re-releases of this, was there?
Oh,
Not that I recall.
It ended up selling millions.
Yeah, it
got reissued plenty of times.
Oh,
yeah. I mean that thing has got to be at least 3 times platinum. I mean, and that's probably, I don't know how well Poison did overseas, or Cinderella for that matter. But
I don't think they were very big in Europe.
I don't think so either. I think David Lee Roth wasn't very big in Europe, which
No.
is kind of amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Good
yeah.
point.
There's the lyrics to hey, if anyone wants to read Look What the Cat Dragged In word for word, here you go.
Well,
just to make sure you don't get any words wrong.
yeah.
I'll come back. I'll get you my detailed thesis about the concept record.
The
As soon as I
concept
can.
that is Look What the Cat Dragged In.
Yeah, but there's the
Oh.
Enigma label on it.
Enigma label. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one I had as a kid. I bought it brand new at the mall. It must, you know what though? Maybe mine had a Capitol label because by the time I bought the album, it already was pretty popular. I didn't
Yeah.
buy it immediately. I mean, I bought it before the second one came out.
Yeah.
Open up and say, "Oh," but I do have a feeling mine was probably reissued by Capitol because
I mean, the
I
actual
bought
cassette,
it at a regular store. I didn't buy it at a Rackford store. I bought it at the mall or something.
Right.
so the actual cassette has no capital on it whatsoever. It's just Enigma, and that's really it. And there's
That must be the first. That must be the first pressing of that. Then
Yeah.
Al, it's gotta be.
But on the back here of the that's the front. On the back here, it says here, yeah, Enigma Records distributed by Capitol Records over here, right underneath
And
here.
that was the deal they had with Capitol very early on. So
Yeah.
when they teamed up with the Independent,
Yeah, but
Independent would put all the money into it, but Capitol would come in and help it get across the country.
See, I'm very fortunate because the cassette doesn't have the lyrics.
They must have
So,
phoned it up.
I'm very, very fortunate. It doesn't have the lyrics in the cassette here. So,
That's
I'll
'cause
feel
they
you, buddy.
really listen and decode.
anyway,
Yeah,
Manny, what
but
do you
I
got
think
coming up, man?
Capitol must
Anything?
Nothing at all. Oh, a Doors tribute band that I'm gonna see January 17th.
Yeah, let me
I'm
know.
going with
Let me know because I might go with you to that.
All right, it's and then on January 25th, I am a judge at a Battle of the Bands for a kids' school, elementary to middle school.
Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
a judge for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you can, Al, I'll tell you about it if you want to show up. You won't be able to judge, but you can check it out,
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool, dude.
Yeah. And
Anything on Rat Salad? They doing a show tomorrow?
if they haven't told me, I'll wait.
Oh, okay.
So I have no idea. I don't think they are, but because nobody said anything to me.
Yeah.
And I might be on Almost Human Thursday, and
Okay.
and then on Saturday I'm gonna try to pick up a couple of chicks. So those are my plans.
All right, Booger, man. What's going on in what is it,
The Freeform Rock
the Freeform Rock
Podcast.
podcast?
Yeah,
America's
yeah.
podcast.
So we're getting
there.
back to it
How
after the
could we
holidays.
forget?
Yeah, on Friday. We also do the BS sessions. I'm on there every now and again. Shout out to Mark and Jerry.
Yeah.
And just thank you so much for having me be a part of this.
Oh,
for
absolutely,
the
dude.
second time. It was
Yeah.
a great time.
You're
Great
gonna be
time.
back more, bro. When I
Perfect.
when we review the next Poison album, you'll be on again.
Well, dude,
It's
it was
part-
a pleasure meeting you, man. So thank you.
All right, Andy, what we got going on, man? Next week, you got anything yet?
Yeah, I haven't thought of a topic yet, but I'll get it to you by Thursday, and I'll get the guests on my end. Tomorrow I'll be on the BS sessions. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about our top 11 singles of 2025.
All right.
And since I'm married, I'm not on there.
But all right, man. So Manny, I'll see you at the Long Bar, and
Yeah, I'll meet you up at the Long Bar. So
for everybody else, thanks for tuning in, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see
Yeah,
you
it was a
next
lot of fun,
week.
guys. Thank you so much for y'all's time and expertise and fun time.
And and shout out to Jimmy Schwartz and Craig Swenson for being on the chat.
Thank you.
All right, cool to have you guys. I think there was some other people too, but
Yeah, there were a lot of people coming in.
but they didn't say anything. So anyway, cheers, everybody. We'll see you next week.
see you, man.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye.